Student learning styles. This video will explore the 7 different learning styles with a credit to Howard Gardner for his work. A brief definition of learning styles would be the preferred method of learning and processing information for students. Before investigating each style, let's answer the question, why are student learning styles so important? As teachers, it's important to know your students, especially their strengths. Teachers should want to know what is the best way to get an individual student to process and absorb information. Teachers can then use that information to help their students succeed academically. The first learning style we will begin with is interpersonal. Interpersonal learners benefit from interactions with other students. These learners will play off the ideas of others. So, develop small study groups and peer-to-peer tutoring sessions. To accommodate these students, view your classroom as a community of learners and avoid tedious lectures. Present opportunities for these students to work and learn from groups of others. Interpersonal learners have excellent communication skills. These students will one day pursue careers in teaching, counseling, and in sales. Next up, intrapersonal learners. Intrapersonal learners are also called solitary learners because they prefer a learning environment without interaction. As a teacher, allow these students to set goals and tasks for themselves, as well as letting them choose their own topics. These students will benefit from several different types of learning models: blended learning, personalized learning, a flipped classroom model, and independent learning models. Try and find ways to allow these students to study quietly and free from distractions. These students often grow up to work in positions where they spend much of their time in a cubicle. Intrapersonal learners pursue careers in data analysis, research, and as security guards. Moving on to kinesthetic learners. Kinesthetic learners are also called physical learners because they enjoy movement and exercise as they learn. As a teacher, try and give students the opportunity to walk around and stretch, and provide class activities. Now, some courses are better designed to allow teachers to provide kinesthetic activities in the classroom. When it comes to instruction, incorporate hands-on learning activities, use manipulatives, and different projects. These are the students you will find playing a number of different sports, and they are very physically active. These students will pursue careers in sports, labor, and in construction. The next learning style is verbal. The verbal learning style is also known as the linguistic learning style. Verbal learners make most out of both the written and verbal word. Look to facilitate roundtable discussions, classroom debates, and more sharing of ideas. These students are natural-born speakers and will excel when given a chance to verbally express themselves. Therefore, give these students the opportunity to present in front of their peers. These students are often the ones that will argue a teacher at any chance they get. Verbal style learners often find careers in politics, writing, and in speaking. Continuing forward, visual learners. From my experience in the classroom and through years of conducting student learning style inventories, I can say visual learning style is one of the most popular learning styles. Visual learners prefer to learn through flowcharts, diagrams, mind maps, and many infographics. I myself am a visual learner. That is why I paint pictures with these videos. For my case, and the case of many others, information is learned through space and direction. Visual learners get careers in video, art, and architecture. They have great spatial recognition and are able to visualize information on a large scale as well as on a small scale. Sixth on the list is logical. Logical learners are sometimes called mathematical style learners. Math itself is all about simplification and reasoning. When teaching, look to give logical learners the clearest explanation possible. These types of students enjoy working on problems and figuring out the answer to the problems. They prefer lessons that are very objective in nature. Provide information through bullet points, to-do lists, and give students a chance to think strategically. Also, logical learners get very engaged with difficult problems. Most of the time they find careers as scientists, mathematicians, and detectives. These are your students that excel in math and enjoy a good mystery show. And the last learning style is auditory. Auditory learners are sometimes called oral learners or even musical learners. These types of students make the most of sound, rhyme, jingles, and music. Now, anyone who loves music understands that music at its best creates an emotional connection. The emotional connection to sound and music leads to better comprehension. Auditory learners often find work as sound engineers, musicians, and even songwriters. This is the last learning style on the list, but definitely not the least important. Each learning style is important to the individual. So right now, I just want to say thank you for your time, and do not forget to subscribe to this channel. Thank you.